And Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Indianapolis Colts. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They'll fake the give to Taylor. Now Wentz.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
The tackle made by Jonathan Abram.
On play action, Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Point after try forthcoming. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy.
Makes the score 7.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23.
A first down run there for Jacobs, but nothing doing as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Carr. He'll buy some time right. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 37-yard line.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. A first down and more for Jacobs. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Carr. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing now is Carr. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. They'll roll him out right.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Travis Carey. Past the 20. 5. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Carr going to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
First and 10, Taylor now.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Always so many storylines when you're playing January football. And, Charles, you talk about this offense, their head coach, it's his first time in charge in the playoffs. And I think you and I were both kind of surprised by his demeanor and specifically his comments and his confidence at the press conference where he really all but guaranteed a victory.
Yeah, I was a little bit taken aback because you don't normally see that. And on one hand, it's like, all right, cool. He feels great about his team. But on the other hand, I don't think it's in his best interest to do that. How many playoff games has he won again, Brandon?
None.
So there's your answer right there. I guess what he was trying to do was fire up his team. But he has to make sure he doesn't fire up the other guys because there have been a lot of coaches who've made guarantees that are no longer coaching in this league.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 20-yard line.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Doyle.
And the Colts are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Wentz going to give this to Taylor.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Taylor again.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Colts continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes the score 21-0.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit. Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Flushed out right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Come to the line, ready to start their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what
got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Blankenship out for the point after.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
touchdown. Here's Blankenship kicking off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
On play action, now Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
On first down, Carr. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Grover Stewart busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over. The 46-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, it's Taylor. Avoids him at the 40.
Taylor's got the first down and more.
Touchdown, Indianapolis!
Jonathan Taylor
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Colts are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Colts 35, Raiders nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
And now here's another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
And he gets it down to the 32.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Edmonds.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down and another run with Edmonds.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal.
And it bangs off the right upright. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Carr. Flush to his right. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Carr now to throw. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side, a little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Rakusin. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5.
52 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Edmonds.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Chase Edmonds taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
The score, Colts 42, Raiders nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Darius Leonard. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, remember, he had the interception earlier. Now he adds the sack. He's really making his presence felt out there.
Well, he is putting together a heck of a game. In fact, he's going to bump these plays to his highlight reel. Okay, so when he wants to show it off later on, look what I did out there, guys. And this offense, they've got to start paying him a little special attention. He's like a good basketball player, putting stats in every column.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, we saw that they had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's going to be caught.
And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Jacobs will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And this is going to be a Colts 1st down as they'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run the counter. Edmonds. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Nothing there for him. Second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
4 brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, they run with Edmonds.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr.
And he'll look downfield for Waller. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Edmonds going to get the handoff here on the option.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now. And here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
On 3rd down, Edmonds.
Edmonds a 1st down and more.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 21-yard line.
128 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round.
1st and 10 at the 21.
They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. They'll go for it with Edmonds. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Chase Edmonds, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Blankenship out for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
No, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Carr to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. Finds through, and now a crease. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5.
Again, it's Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To throw again on 2nd down, Carr. And he comes back with one complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And they're going to face a 3rd down. To throw is Carr. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Edmonds again. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
162 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll have another 1st down and more. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big play there for Indy.
That's another Colts first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And they'll indeed take a knee. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And they take a knee. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? And they will take a knee here. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. To throw, it's Carr. He's going to let it fly. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Rolling to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Into the red zone. It's Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker.
And the Colts are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. They